Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. It's been quite some time since I actually posted a video. Um, it is because I had a new baby, as you know, but I've had the perfect comeback. We have just done an interview with Sir Peter Beck and Adam Spice, and this is the best interview I believe that we have ever done. And the producers of the show have allowed me to post one question, and tomorrow everybody is going to release the full interview. It's a 50-minute interview, so it's very long, very informative. I'm very proud of the team because we have asked questions that I think were totally new, as you're going to see in this one that I'm going to show you. And I'm always amazed. So far, this is my third interview with Sir Peter Beck. I think second with Adam Spice. And I'm so amazed by these guys. And every time I walk away more bullish with the company. And it's the same this time. Damn, I have not enough shares of Rocket Lab. The long-term thinking and the execution, the humbleness, I just love everything about it. So here's a teaser. Tomorrow, the real interview is being released. I apologize for the video quality. Something was off with Scotto's recording. He has a workaround for next time. So soon we do enough interviews that we get it perfect. Want to give a shout out to the channel members who, support me through all these times. Thank you so much and enjoy the clip.
Thank you. I'll pass it back to Vince then.
All right. I want to go over to Neutron and Archimedes. I have a question that is for non-rocket engineers, because as you know, a lot of people love your company and follow it and perhaps follow it a bit too closely. And we are not rocket engineers. And, I thought that when you do a hot fire test, it's like 1 month, you start it and then the month is over and then there's no more testing because everything is validated. And then some geniuses see that you are still testing the Archimedes engine, and then they come up with answers that this must be because the engine blew up or, you didn't do a full test. So could you explain so non-rocket people understand like what goes on with the hot fire test? How long is it? And if you're still hot fire testing, like what are you trying to get out of it now?
Yeah, great question, Vince. So, a hot fire campaign or an engine qualification campaign runs for years, and you're always improving the engine. Right now, we have Archimedes Block 1. We already have Archimedes Block 2 on the design table. And naturally, as you learn as you run the engine more and more, you want to simplify the engine and continue to improve it, reduce cost, reduce time to build, increase reliability. And an engine is just like this living, breathing, fluid thing. You're continually tweaking on it. I mean, if I think about Rutherford, we've I don't know how many revisions of Rutherford we went through, probably about 3 or 4. Fundamentally doesn't look any different, but slight tweaks to injectors to improve C star or ISP efficiencies. Slight tweaks to pumps to lower the tank pressures, and you're continually tweaking these things. But for Archimedes as it sits today, it's in an engine qualification program. So what that means is we're looking to explore, it's called a run box, and we're looking to explore all of the idiosyncrasies of that engine, all of the operating conditions that it might see, plus margin. So, for example, when we do a landing burn, the tank pressures are slightly lower than when we do ascending. So we have to condition the propellant because the propellant's slightly warmer than when we took off from the ground because it's had chance to mix with the ullage and warm up. So you have to bound all of these different operating conditions and then test the engine at all these different operating conditions, and then add margin to them as well. And then, you also go through a bit of a process of just finding limits. That's why, nobody should be shocked or too worried if we blow an engine up. I mean, just to be clear, we haven't. But if we blow an engine up, but that's also normal because, you want to find and prove the margin that you have. If you think you have 1.2 times safety factor on pump rotational speed, then you want to take it up to 1.2. obviously, but is it 1.21? Is it 1.25? So some tests you deliberately, might run it up to 1.4, and something might let go because you want to actually, sample those margins and actually, determine where they truly are versus where you predict them to be. So, an engine qualification program is a very long program. The first engines that go on the vehicle will be qualified for flight, but that doesn't mean that that's the end of the development program. We'll continue to refine and iterate and refine and iterate, and improve the engine over the coming years. And you'll probably visually see that as well. I think if anybody has been following, the SpaceX Raptor engines, they started off looking very complicated and end up looking very, very simple. And that is just the iteration cycle. Some companies just stop and don't do that. That's not us. We'll continue to improve it. But an engine program is a multi-year thing. It's not a put it on, hot fire it, and call it done. Not to say though that you can't take the engine at any point of that program and go and fly it. But as engineers, it's we want to really refine that to be the most reliable, the lowest cost thing we can make.